girl Relisha. Today I'm here to speak about how my mom influenced me not to get pregnant at a very young age and still haven't got pregnant as yet. So, as what I said, this video will be based on how my mom speak to me about getting pregnant and stuff at a very young age and the impact that it will have. So one of the main thing is that me and my mom had a very great relationship. When I say great, she was very open to me about everything and anything. Well, might not be about everything and anything, but to the extent that I wanted to know. So yes. And our relationship is like that. I could have asked her anything and she tell me she could have asked me anything. I would have told her also. And even if I do something bad, I would tell her. We had that great relationship that even I mightn't tell her right away at some point, which wouldn't be very far from whenever it happened. I would tell her. She would tell me, oh, I'm wrong to do that. I should not have done that. And what my consequences should be. She might give me a little punishment still, but to the end of the day, we had a very open relationship. And that is what helped me to reach a stage that I am at today of not having a child. Secondly, my parents' relationship was I admire their relationship. As what I would tell a lot of people, when I was younger in primary school, a lot of other kids in school would be speaking about, oh, how my mom and dad will be fighting before I come to school, how they'll be arguing. Who know my parents from before I born, they probably had a lot of showdown. Because my dad is a guy who had a lot of women. Yes, so my mom is the kind of woman that will pull up on a scene and peel tobacco and mash up a crate and mash up a car. But yet, she never react like that in front of their kids. And obviously, if you see a good relationship like that, or a relationship that something is not happening in front of you, you will want a relationship along that side. Beside a guy who have a lot of women, but yet not embarrassing you in front of kids. Just someone who settle down for you and you only. All of that kind of guy is very hard to find. And someone who will respect you in every manner, in front of people, in front of kids. Don't raise a hand to hit in front of kids, who don't hit you at all, at no level of abuse, whether physically, mentally, verbally. Because I always set the standard at I would never want to date a guy who will cuss in front of me, whether on me or his boys and him. Please show me some respect. And female these days that I realize that they feel so good when their boyfriend is getting on like such a way in the street in front of them. Female, that is not a way to feel high off. That's total disrespect and another level. You might not see it in that way, but it is, especially to me. Yes, as what I was saying, that is not something for we young females to feel highly of. No fighting or cussing. There's someone who respect you, who will not hit you, and make someone be your role model. And by having my parents' relationship also, they got married before they have kids. I have to say my parents, both of them. Like my mother. My father had a lot of outside kids before. Yes, I have a lot of siblings, brothers and sisters. Beside my mother, 4 children. My father had a lot of outside kids. And because my mom always sit down and tell me about her marriage, she decided to marry before kids. I saw that as something to step in. I know that was a good thing to do, as the Bible said also. And when I asked a question like, how is it that she managed to do that? She even told me that she never had sex before marriage. But knowing my father, I don't know how true is that. But anyway, she says so. Whether she lied to me to prevent me from reaching in that far, let that be it. She did a great job. Although I have to cut that string before I got married. Yes. So, also, my parents taught me a lot about sex. They weren't nicey dandy thing for me. They will be very open, very raw. They will say if what's happened if you get can't. They won't nice it up like penis, vagina. They will speak about like dick and those stuff for you to get it raw. And I think they did that to make me afraid of trying it out at a very young age as that, which worked. And because they taught me so much about sex, meaning about diseases, what can happen to my reproductive system, meaning my vaginal area. By having sex young, it can get damaged, leading to cervical cancer. Guys at a very young age, when they see you young, they decide to take advantage of you. And like they know they have STDs, AIDS, STI, and just come and spread it to you. And they even show me pictures of how things could come turn out. And some of those images got me very scared. So even when I can remember my first boyfriend, we were together like in our first 7 months, and I have never kissed him. And he used to always, we even broke up once because of that, because he was like, oh, that he just met a girl. I thought that time was around Light Up Grave, one of the years back then. And he met a girl at Light Up Grave and he had sex with her right away. First sight, first meeting, and had sex. So he came to me and he was like, oh, he's not going to stick up with me because we're together for 7 months and I haven't even given him a kiss yet. And someone meet him one night and already have sex with him and he's going to be with that person. I was like, okay, go ahead. Which I didn't hesitate, like, okay, not because they do that mean I should go and have sex with you too. Because my mother taught me a lot about guys. And let's get past that story. So, and also when having kids at a very young age, it could lead to cervical cancer and other cancer within your body, your womb, obstruct your period. And the cervical cancer also tends to like make you stink or other stuff that could go wrong up there to make you stink. And I never wanted those stuff, so I guess they told me that to prevent me from having sex at a very young age. That worked because I never had sex until like later on in life. I probably, well, let's leave it as that, but I was like at a good age. All I didn't marry, I kind of not regret that because I learned from that, but still wanted to hold it until marriage. But unfortunately, that didn't happen. Everything don't work. My next steps is that getting black from opportunities. I have heard and saw so many young people get black from young opportunities because of having kids at a very young age. Meaning, okay, you, for example, say I have an auntie in America, and that auntie were planning to send for me at age 15, 14 there, but boop, I end up and have a child, go and have sex and have a child at a very young age. She will be thinking now, if I send for Alicia, I will have to maintain a child. She's young still, she's not up here, she's not gonna come and work at that age. So I'll be have to send back money for her. Whether she leave the child in St. Vincent, I'll have to be sending back money to maintain that child. I myself might be worried up there about if I get the opportunity STEM, that suppose my child's in St. Vincent, then taking care of my child, that means I obstruct whatever you have the ability to do up there. Because a lot of people won't want to maintain you and a child. Sometimes the opportunity might hold until later on, but still, to me, not everyone might see it in this way, but I think having kids at a very young age block you from getting opportunity quickly, or say all the opportunities. Also, my other point is having a stable father figure in my child life. As what I said before, my parents' relationship have influenced me a lot, and my father was there for me Well, even he wasn't there in certain way, but he was there physically. And these days, the young people, by seeing things, what's going on, I'm a person I love to observe a lot. So you get pregnant today, time the father find out, he's gone. I never wanted to reach in that shoes. And by seeing so many people in school that happened to, I never wanted that to happen to me. So I abstained from sex. Also, when I start having sex, I went, say I had sex at certain age. And as what I said, I did almost completed secondary school at that level. That was like my last year in secondary school. I went. It happened like today, like next week. It happened like last week, like this week. I came and I speak to my mother about it. So also being open with your parents that help you to influence you a lot, and knowing what steps to take or what steps to take to prevent and have certain precautions. I went and I speak to my mommy. I told her, well, I know she speak to me about doing this at certain age or before marriage, but things happen. She sit down with me and she told me, well, she can't stop me from having sex, but if she could stop me, she will like that to happen if I could stop. But she's not gonna spire me or whatever may be the case. But if I continue, what are certain things to do, like for example, family planning or whatever, and that prevent me from having kids at a very young age. Also, being a leading example, like how my mom is a leading example to me. I don't want having a child at a very young age, and I can't tell my child, oh, don't go and have sex at this age, because same as how my mom could sit down and speak to me, whether she probably lie in certain ways or if she don't lie, which is great, but I wouldn't feel comfortable sitting down with my child and telling lie to her to prevent her from having child at a young age. And when she find out the truth, she was like, oh, you've been telling me not to do this, not to do this, and you were doing it at that age. Because this generation children are like that. So when I can sit down with my child and be a leading example, let her know that I finished school, I finished school, because before this happened to me, what age I was before this happened to me, and also some of my steps that I'm taking now in life, hopefully that will be a leading example to he or she, as in trying to have a stable job, not only a stable job, but a job that could maintain me and my family, and not able, because they're going to school. There are many times that I went to school with just $2, which that $2 like just to pay passage to go and come back from school. I might ask my teacher, they know who they are, if they could support me with lunch. I might have couple friends, they know who they are also, if they can give me lunch, if they can support me. And I had some very good teachers at the Bethel High School, yes, and some great friends also who support me by bringing lunch, giving me motivation and stuff. So I also always wanted to be financially stable before I bring a child, and that child to reach that step too. Yes, so I never want my child to go through certain stuff that I went through in life, as in can't get certain things when he or she wanted. Yes, you were not able to give your child everything that they want, because not even if you can afford it, you have to let them know that they can do without it. And there are certain things that I will want my child to be happy with and able to do. And if I'm not financially stable, that won't be possible. And that's also one of my main reason why. Another reason why is that I always want my child to what's that other point again? Oh, that I always want him to have a house and get married, as I mentioned before I have a child, because knowing, as also my mother taught me about saving, how to maintain yourself, and obviously you don't have your own house, you have to go and borrow a loan to build a house. How are you going to maintain a child, maintain that loan? Also, you have other bills in that house to take care of. So you get married, that's out of the way. then before you even get married, you set a stable where you want to live, how you're gonna maintain that. So build a house or get married before anyhow. But still, try and get a house of your own instead of renting and have to maintain so many things in that house, plus trying to build your own house. So at this time, I'm currently living in my parents downstairs, and I'm saving to maintain myself to get a house, whether I'm in a relationship further on in life, or me and Ryan get married, which we are planning to. And yes, so by saving to do all those stuff, I should be able to get a house within certain time period. So when that child come now, I won't have to be managing to maintain a loan and that child. I always want to try, instead of be moving from here to there and there to here by renting, because sometimes those little petty things have a very big impact on a child life, from moving from home to home, places to places, kids trouble cheering at school, saying, oh, you can't live in a house so long, and all those stuff. I love to ask a lot of questions. So I was in Form 4 Science and Form 5 Science also. And from Form 1 growing up, or from primary school growing up, because my mom taught me a lot about sex and stuff, and they had given me an open eye about it, being in those class growing up and coming up doing sciences, whenever a certain topic come up, I would ask questions to know if my mom is telling the truth and whether or not. And I asked a lot of questions knowing about the human body and stuff, and those questions helped me to learn a lot about our reproductive system, having kids young, what the impact that could do to you, what is a positive and a negative. And the positive wasn't that big a fantasy for me. I always rather stay on the negative side for that, meaning not to have kids because the negative impact it will have to you. I don't see having kids at a young age might be that positive. So yes, I hope that these little pinpoints have taught you guys a little. If there's anyone young looking at this, I hope that it should be a leading example in somehow and stop you from planning to have a child at age 16, age 14, having sex in general at a very young age. So again, thank you for watching. Thank you for stay tuned. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, and see you in the next video. It's your girl Relisha. Stay tuned.